Hi everybody. Give me a minute to finish this. I got a bit behind because we lost our electric went off and then flickered back on. So I was unable, I had everything almost set up and then I had to stop. So just a minute. I hope the picture is looking clear tonight. Hey Dale. Yay, it's clear. Awesome. That was the problem. I'm so glad I fixed it. It was a good investment. And so now when I start putting my stuff together for, I want to try to get a TV channel. Yes, we talked. We had dinner. The lights went out. I don't know if there must have been an accident or something somewhere. And our lights went out for a few minutes and came back on. So I hope everybody had a great week. We had some snow here yesterday. It was so pretty. It came down pretty good, and then it warmed up and disappeared. So I'm hoping that is all the snow we're gonna get for the season. I think it's beautiful when it first falls, but I'm the one who has to shovel, and I hate going outside to shovel. It's just one added thing to my list of things that I have to do all the time. So tonight, this is the card we're going to be working on, and we're using the Winter Woods stamp set. This stamp set actually does come with a matching die set, which I did not purchase because I thought that the images themselves, on this stamp set were easy enough to be able to fussy cut. So I didn't invest in the dies. I actually already, this tree here, I fussy cut already, so you don't have to watch me do that. Then I also have another one of my favorite stamp sets is the Still Scenes. I'm hoping that they keep that in this upcoming catalog in June because I just love this set. And the only other thing I'm going to change tonight is this old olive layer behind the behind the stamp sheet. I changed it to Mossy Meadow. This way it'll really show up a little better. And if you can tell, right around this circle here is a gold scallop circle. I'll show you how I did that. And I also cut out that circle in Mossy Meadow so we can compare to see which one we like better. So let me just start by getting the base done and then we'll stamp the card. So I have a normal card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Yeah, I'm trying to put together hey Nan, yes, doesn't it look great? I bought a booster. The problem was the internet. So I guess where my room is the furthest from the internet, the signal isn't as strong in this room. So I got a booster, and I'm using it just for in here. So really, really nice picture. Okay, so there's our base. And then we're just going to add a layer of Mossy Meadow. I will have the dimensions, here it is. I'll have the dimensions on the site tomorrow for everything, but like I said, normal card base, and then the first layer is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and we're just going to adhere this to the card, just giving about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Scoot that over a little bit. Oops. I didn't even tape my mat down tonight. Okay. Let me just grab a piece of tape here. It's going to move around on me. Okay. Hi, Nan. Okay, so that is the base of the card. So for the trees, I'm using Old Olive. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper. Put this under here. I have my Balmy Blue stamp pad. And we're going to try it. I tried out the new blending brushes, and they are beautiful. And we are just going to add a little blue, blend a little blue just to the top of this sheet. You don't have to press very hard. And I just want to, all I really want is to take away the whiteness. I don't really necessarily want the sky to be really blue, but just give, oops, I'm off this camera. Give the, just give the sky a bit of color. And you don't have to blend it perfectly because we're going to put the trees. And plus you want it to mimic having some clouds in the sky. So just a little bit of color. And that's about it. Okay. So we'll grab our Old Olive. And I'll grab my tree. Let me just give it a quick run on my stamp cleaner. I think I have to invest in a new one. This one's so old. Okay. So the reason I have my scrap paper is we are going. These 3 trees here I actually stamped off. What do I mean by stamping off? I mean we're going to ink up our tree, making sure we have a good amount of ink. We're going to stamp on our scrap piece of paper, and then we are going to stamp this tree, and I'm going to center it in the middle of this sheet, putting it as high as I can, and stamp it. Okay, then we're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to scatter it. Okay, is that better, Do? I know I was off camera, right? Yeah, the blending brushes are great. They'll be in the new catalog in January. Okay, so we're going to stamp off again. And we're just going to move this tree down a little bit. Just like that. sure we got enough ink. And stamp. And then stamp again. So those are our 3 trees. And then I have 2 trees on the outside. Want to make sure we get a nice amount of ink. And these we're going to stamp on full strength. Gave it a little extra push because of the edge of the paper. I wanted to make sure I got the edge of my image, of my piece that's going to go on the card. And we're going to do the same to this side. And I'm not making sure that the treetops are even because trees are all different sizes in nature. Okay. So there are our trees. Now what I'm going to do, and I have the little, oh, okay, good. It's pretty clear on this side, which is awesome. The blurriness that you keep seeing is probably my autofocus. So when I come too close, it catches the camera. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my layering circles. I just want to make sure that this is that I kept the right size out. Just make sure. Let me just grab my circles to make sure this is the right one. I was fiddling, trying to see if I could add layers. Let's see. So I don't want to pick the wrong one. Let's just see here. All right, I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, so we're going to take this layering circle, and I do have this small little cut and emboss, but this size will not fit through the machine. So we're just going to take this over to my die cutting machine, and I'm going to die cut this circle, the center of this out. Okay, so how scary is that? I cut the center of my trees out. Okay, we want to do it on purpose. Now, we're going to have another layer, and I did this in gold, and I also did it in Mossy Meadow, just so we could see which one looks better. And what I'm going to do is pop it up. See if I have something that I can just put under here to hold it. Okay. We're going to pop it up on the center of the card, making sure we line this piece up. Yeah. With the trees underneath. And that's what it would look like in gold. And on this one, as you can see, I did give it a little bit more of a layer so it stands out better, because this is so subtle that you can't really tell that it's popped off the front of the card. So here it is in gold. And then here it is in the green. I don't know. Which one do you think looks better? That one really makes it stand out. And as you can see, I'm going to have the house right there in the center. And then this tree is going to pop up on the front. So does it look better that way? And this is just a rough go. We'll line it up right before. Or does it look better that way? You like the Mossy Meadow? Yeah, it does really make it look more, it really makes it stand out a little more. Okay, so we'll go with the Mossy Meadow. Like I said, I stamped the tree and fussy cut it out for the front of the card. What we're going to do is I'm going to grab my glue and we're going to glue this layer because I want to make sure I can wiggle it around a little bit. And make sure that it's even on the front of the card. And again, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I like this darker layer because it just frames that sheet. And really makes the trees stand out. Makes it, yeah, I like it too. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much. Oops. Just let me... Hi, Ruth. Yeah, I like the green too. I think that one does look better. So all I'm going to do, again, we're going to use some glue. So we have a few extra seconds to move it around and get it equal, with equal spacing all the way around the circle. That looks pretty good. And we're just going to pop this up right on the front of the card. And I think I like the added space I gave on this one too, because this is very subtle and it doesn't really look like it's popping off, where with the Mossy Meadow and the added space behind, you really focus in on the center of this card. So now I'm going to see if I can't get this to line up. And we're going to cover that hole. And there is your focal point for the front of the card. Now we're going to, let me just grab a piece of Whisper White. Okay. And we're going to do our little house. I just love this little cabin in the woods. And I'm going to grab some soft suede. I forgot all about my little house. Let's see. There it is. Sitting right here in front of me and I didn't even see it. So we're going to use some soft suede. Make sure we ink it up really well. And we're going to give it a stamp. Okay. Now this one I didn't do in advance, so I'm going to have to do it right here with you. For the door, I grabbed my red Copic, and I am just going to do a quick red front door. And I know there's a meaning behind a red front door. I'm not sure what it is. Hi, Julie. Thank you. And thank you for sharing. If the video keeps stopping, it must be on your side because it seems to be working, I think, pretty good on this side. For a change. The last few weeks, it's been terrible. Okay, so now I have light crumb cake, and I'm just going to color up without hitting that little window. This side of the house, and then wherever it looks like it should be shaded with the lines, and then we're over here, and then I just added a few lines there. Then I'm going to take the dark, and as everybody knows, I use the bullet nib only because there's less bleeding. So when you're doing tiny little areas, it's always best to use the bullet nib. I know that doesn't sound, it sounds crazy, but you have a little bit more control over the bullet nib when it comes to bleeding. Okay, now I'm just going to grab my black marker, put a little dot where the doorknob should go. And I'm sorry I didn't do this ahead of time. But we're going to just quick cut, fussy cut this little house out. I do have the die for it, but I wanted to make sure that the lines, the white on the outside of this stamp wasn't as thick as if I was to use the die, because it leaves too much of a rim for me. And for here, I wanted to make sure it was just cut around the branches a little bit more, where this is the focus of the card. Just wanted to give it a little bit more character. And it only takes a few minutes. I know a lot of people don't really like fussy cutting. I don't mind it. I've been doing it for years, working on design teams for companies that do digital images. So I've just gotten used to it. And I'm just going to round this off just like that. And there we go. Now I'm just going to grab the Balmy Blue again. Oh, sorry. I have to move my camera over, I guess. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, so here it is. I just cut closer where, I don't even know if I did cut one out this week. I think I already sent the card out. Okay, here we go. Nope, I fussy cut that one too. But the die, I'll show you if I can just pull it out quick. Here's the die to this set. Let's put it on the green. if I put this down on the green, oops, oh, I guess it would have cut pretty close. Let's turn it over. Look at that, I almost cut it exactly to the die. But there are little extras for the trees. So I just cut probably about 1/8 of an inch more than the die would cut. And then I gave the trees a little bit more character. So again, we're going to, oops, we don't want to do it on there. This is our balmy blue again. Let me just grab a scrap piece of paper. And we're just going to add a tiny bit of blue just to the edges where the branches are. Just so there's blue sky, even though there's trees behind. And that's it. Nothing too fancy, just a tiny bit of color to take that white away. And then I am going to take my glue, and I do have the other glue also. I should probably use that one, but it takes long to dry. So we'll just do it quick with this. And I'm just going to add some glue to all the little snow spots. Let's do it this way. On this tree. I don't want to add too much, because if you just saw me glob it right there, right here. Just enough so we can, and we're just going to add some to the front lawn. Just a little. And then just put it in. And there we go. We'll just give that a few minutes to dry. Now, I did tie my bow already, because I have, for some reason, must have arthritis in my pointer, and it is killing me today. So now we're going to, using the stamp from, which one is this from? I think it's the Cardinal. Let me just quick look. Nope, not the Cardinal. And I pulled it out, and I did not, but it's the winter, the warm wishes from our house to yours. And I forgot what stamp set that is from. I wanted to say it was the Cardinals, but it's not. If anybody has an idea, and you can throw it out there, because I'm not sure what stamp set I pulled it from. Okay, I'll have to figure it out. Hey, Kathy, how are you? I'm not sure. Isn't that crazy? It's not, I thought it was from the Toll Christmas, but it is not. And it's not from the Snowman. Let's see, it's probably from this one. I have so many sets out. Nope, it's not from Still Scenes. Okay, so if anybody remembers what the warm wishes from our home to yours is, could you just put it in the comments? Because I'm not sure what stamp set I grabbed that from. I don't see it right here in front of me. Isn't that crazy? Now I have to figure out where it belongs. So I'm just going to add some Versamark. And I'm going to emboss this in gold. Grab my embossing. And we're just going to use it on a piece of Whisper White. Just like that. Okay, it looks like it's on there pretty good. And when you're embossing, I do have my dryer sheet here, and I forgot to rub it on my paper. Just gonna grab a paintbrush. I usually just, wherever it hits that it shouldn't have, usually I use the dryer sheet. Okay. So give me a second to do this. It's going to be noisy. Oh, is it, man? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm thinking it's arthritis because there's a bump there. So that's probably what it is. I don't know. And then naturally, I cut my finger in the same spot. So my poor finger today. Okay, so here is our sentiment. I am just going to trim it up a little bit because it's too wide. Whoops. Make sure it's straight. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And we probably could... Oh, that looks good. Okay, now I want to trim this down. Let's just make sure I get this right, because I don't want it to... I hate these little small pieces, but I'm still trying to use up all my scraps, and I've been whittling them down pretty good, actually. Okay, let's see. It's crooked. Let's see how that is. Okay. And we're just going to glue our sentiment down while we're still waiting for, oops, backtrack that. We just want to cut this on a little bit of an angle first, just to make it look like a little flag. And then we'll line this up, and I'm going to run it through again and just trim a little bit more because it's still a little bit too wide. But I'm going to do it on my big cutter. No, maybe I won't. Because you know what'll happen? It's going to go down into that little gully. And make it all... There we go. That looks good. Good, good, good. Did you ever do that? Try to cut something very thin and the blade just about hits and your paper goes down into that little gully? Okay, so let me just grab a little piece of paper. I didn't get any glue over here on the end, so I'm just gonna add some glue. Warm in Iowa and snow tomorrow night. Poinsettia petal. That's it. Thank you so much. What did I do with that stamp set? That's what it is. I've been using it. I should have known. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think what happens is in the cold weather, I have so much trouble with my hands. So we shall see. Okay, so now we have our card, and I am going to pop up my little house. Let me just grab my dimensionals. We're going to pop the little house, and before I take the dimensionals, the backings off, I just want to do a little layout to see, because I have to trim this down too. And I just want to see, okay, just so I don't mess it up. Okay, so we're going to put our house down first, because the tree we have to put up with 2 dimensionals. So we're just going to get our little house and center it up. Now for the tree, I want it to overlap the house a little bit. So we're going to add a little bit of glue here, but on this edge, that's going to be on the base of the card itself, we have to put, just make sure I have the right side, double 2 layers on our dimensionals, because we want it even with the house. So we have to make sure that we build this side up a little bit. And let's see, put a little bit of glue right about here so it hits that house. And then we can add our tree. And that looks good, just about there. Okay, now that that is set, I'm just going to layer another set of dimensionals. And I like using my pokey tool, and we're just going to stick this right under here just to hold that bottom of the tree down. Make it a little bit more secure. Okay. Now for the sentiment, all I'm going to do is add a bit of glue, and we're going to just stick this here, and I'm going to add a dimensional. We only need 1 because this is only up on 1. So we're just going to stick a dimensional under here, and just make sure it's straight. Okay, just like that. And we'll grab some glue dots. we can find them. And we're going to stick our bow. Let's stick it right about there. Just like that. Trim our little ends. I think next week I'm going to start showcasing some of the new products. There's some really nice stuff. And if you didn't check it out, and I don't think I even have it, I think I tossed it today. I have a new coloring video on my YouTube channel. I actually demonstrated some strawberries and colored them with Copics, and demonstrated using one of the pieces of the designer series paper and enhancing that to make a strawberry. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's a new set that's coming out in the new catalog in January. And I think I still have it in my stamp platform. But really cute little set. Okay, so let's go to the inside. Inside, I did nice, quick, and easy inside. Grab a scrap piece of paper again. Thank goodness for scrap paper. Back to our old olive. And make sure I'm in the camera. Go back to our tree. Make sure we have enough ink. I'm going to stand up so we can see what's happening. And we're just going to stamp the tree halfway on our sheet. Just like that. Close this up before I put my hand in it. And then let's take our ribbon. Now this ribbon, if you like it, it is the, let's see, diagonal stripe ribbon in Mossy Meadow. This is retiring, so it should be on sale. So if you want to get it before it's sold out, things go so quickly. Okay, so all I did for this is I'm going to just tack it down in the center. Just like that. Quick and easy. And then on the back, just add my glue dots. Just like that. I'm just going to double check that my ribbon is straight. Tuck it under, grab that glue dot. Tuck it under, grab that glue dot. Grab our glue. I like to put a little extra around the ribbons. This way we'll make sure that it holds itself in place. Add enough glue so we can move it around a little. I like my 1/8 of an inch. I have to say though, although I love my layers, you're welcome, Karen. Although I love my layers, I sent out a bunch of Christmas cards today. My goodness, the price does add up when you have to pay for your extra layers. But hopefully the recipients will love them, and that's all that matters. And I should say, the winner of last week sharing my video for the bird paper, think that's what it was, is Peggy Cashin. I think I said that right. So just, I think I have your address, Peggy. I'm not sure. So just throw me a quick PM with your address, and I'll get that in the mail for you. So there we go. Quick and easy card. And I hope everybody liked it. I do like the added border and the Mossy Meadow. Not that I don't like this one, but it just does highlight the center of the card. And then a nice quick and easy inside, leaving you lots of room to write a special message. So there you go. So do you have mail? I'm not sure if yours hit the mailbox today, but I think so. I still have a whole pile yet to go out, so I'm not sure if yours was in today's mail due. But if not, it'll be out by Friday. Oh, by Saturday, because today's Thursday. So have a great night. Hope you like the card. I'll see you next week. I have another card using the still scenes. One more card. And then I guess we'll retire it for the winter and start on some new great projects. Thanks, Kathy. I'm not sure what I'm giving away for the sharing next week. Um, I didn't really even decide. So I'll have to check it out. It'll probably be another, some more DSP. So that'll be nice. Thanks, Nan. Thank you very much. Yeah, I like the dark border too. So have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.